So, Sierra Leone.
11 years of civil war killed at least 50,000 people and forced 500,000 from their homes.
Diamonds, right?
Rebel fighters enslaved locals to dig for so-called blood diamonds.
Natural disasters.
We've just been to the site where the mudslide happened on Monday.
The number of the missing is still unknown.
A crowd of people had gathered near a fuel tanker that had been involved in a collision. A bus full of people nearby was completely burned.
Health crisis.
Go to the deadly Ebola outbreak.
The world is losing the fight against Ebola.
Rape and gender-based violence.
5-year-old Khadija Soko was raped and killed in Sierra Leone in June.
On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I therefore declare rape and sexual violence as national emergency.
What if I told you there is a different Sierra Leone than what the media has led us to believe? This is Sierra Leone.
Good morning. It is day 28 of the 520-mile walk. 10 minutes ago, I felt like a zombie. I was completely asleep and very tired. Originally last night, Hindalo said that we'd head out around 5 a.m. because he was not feeling good, but now it's about 3:15 a.m. and we are heading out. Now that I'm up and moving, I feel really good, and I'm actually super excited that we're back on the road after about 3 days off. 2 days ago, I believe, we did end up walking. 2 or 3 days ago, we did walk, but only about 7 miles, so it wasn't a whole lot. And today, I think we're shooting for upwards of 20, so it will be a good, nice, long walk. And I don't know the name of the town that we are heading to. All that I know is on the map, we are heading down towards McKinney, but we're going to branch off towards Port Loco at some point. But that being said, it'll be dark for the next couple hours, but I'll check back in once the sun is out. We are about 10 miles into the walk this morning, and we have just gotten to a junction where we have to decide if we want to go straight or go left. Straight is longer, left is shorter. But we were going to go left, but now the police who are behind us here are saying that we should just continue on straight. And not really sure what's going to happen or what we're going to decide. A couple people have taken off straight, so I do think that is the direction that we are going to take off. The police are saying that's the same distance if we go straight as if we go left, so I think we're going to go straight and continue on our way. Our police officer that we're with right there, he was saying that since he left training school, this is the most tough thing that he's had to do as a police officer, and that he is very tired and is shocked that we have went as far as we have, because he says he already wants to sit down and take some rest because he is so tired. So just very interesting and kind of funny. So we have reached a spot in the road where we are taking a ferry across the river here. And what I mean by ferry is that in my former experience, it is oftentimes nothing more than a platform that you just take over the river, and there are people on the other side that grab these steel wires and they pull us across. So this will be really interesting if that is how we get across. Otherwise, the other way we get across is by boat where they row us, which is a little scarier, higher risk of falling in. But either way, I'm looking forward for the experience. So we arrived to a village here. I'm not sure of the name of it, but we are about 13 miles in. I just had some cassava leaf for breakfast. This is a bigger village for sure. There's a whole crowd of people behind me who watch me eat breakfast, which is pretty normal. But one of the interesting things already about this town is just the way the water collects in the middle of the road. I'll show you here. The water is literally green, and a lot of times what happens when that occurs is there's higher rates of malaria because, as we know, mosquitoes grow in small bodies of water. And I mean, that's just crazy. I've never seen water look like that. The chickens are in it. So, you know, probably not going to eat any chicken while I'm here because I'm not trying to eat radioactive chicken. But yeah, just interesting seeing how much trash is in this community, even on the roads that aren't water. Just tons and tons of trash, which, you know, I've seen in different parts of Sierra Leone, but the green water like that, I've never seen water so dark green. And I mean, it literally looks radioactive. So I have to imagine that the rates of malaria in this community are extremely high. And that's just ultimately unfortunate that that is the case here and the water looks like that. But we are gonna head down, join the rest of the team because I was the only one that ate cassava. I love cassava, as I've mentioned many times before. So I'm grateful to have that for breakfast. And we're gonna rest here for a little bit and then in the afternoon continue on our way. We are back on the road. The rest of the team had some tea and bread, and honestly, I fell asleep for what felt like maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'm not sure, but I completely passed out. I feel very tired today, but that's also because I probably got about 3.5, 4 hours of sleep last night. So we're gonna head another 4 miles and then get to a village where we'll rest into the afternoon and then continue on. I think we are shooting for 28 miles today, which is awesome. I love doing high mileage, especially into the high 20s, low 30s. So that will be very exciting as we push on into the evening. So as we were crossing the bridge right back there, we saw the axle of what looked like a truck in the water. And as we walked a little further, we saw this truck that obviously went off the road last week and went all the way into the water and had been sitting there for a few days. How they got it out of the water is mind-blowing. I'm not really sure, but all I know is that they could get this vehicle out of the water. We can for sure get our little truck out of the jungle. But yeah, very interesting to see that the axle was there and the truck's all the way up here. So last night when we went to Yusuf's village, I learned that in the Limba culture, which is prominent throughout the north, that they hang these white flags, which is right up there behind me, as a sign of peace. A lot of times they do it as you enter the jungle because a lot of people are buried there, a lot of ceremonies happen, and it is just, you know, showing that everything is peaceful here. There are no bad spirits and, you know, the peace will continue. So an interesting part of the Limba culture that I have learned in just the last couple days. Good afternoon. We've rested for a couple hours in a bigger village and we are heading now about 4 to 6 more miles before we are done for the day. So far today we have done just about 23 miles, which is quite a bit. So I believe by tonight this will be one of our longest walk days, which is very awesome to see the team have all this energy, which I am glad because we did spend about 2.5 days in Kamakwie. So we did have a lot of built up energy, but we are just now continuing on our way. The sun is down a little bit, so it's a very nice afternoon / evening, and I'm excited to be back on the road. So we just found out we don't have to cross that little river and that we can go around, which is very good because although we crossed a lot of rivers last time, this time the water did not look so promising. So I'm just glad we don't have to get in the water And honestly, I am feeling a bit tired. We are about 25, 26 miles in, and I think just having one bowl of rice today, definitely hungry, and that's slowing me down. So glad that we're close, and hopefully we'll have some food soon.
When I get first before they dirty the water. Sentence for rape perpetrators, 15 years in jail.